Start with the identification tag on the side. Here you'll find the manufacturer, date it was manufactured, gross weight, and above that you have your cargo capacity weights and the tire chart at the top. Up front, your battery, these are maintenance-free batteries. You may have to add water to them at some point. If you're not going to be using your unit for a while, I would use the disconnect, and there is a disconnect inside. For winter storage, I would put it somewhere warm. Two 30-pound propane tanks and a selector in the middle. The little arrow points to which tank you want supplying. Power jack up front, on and off for the light and up and down. Your breakaway here. One thing to know with the breakaway, if your battery's hooked up and the key gets pulled out of your breakaway, it does activate your brakes. And if it's left like that for an extended period of time, it will drain your battery and can do damage to your brakes. So just kind of keep an eye, make sure that stays in. Your front cubby, there's two max air vents, your shore cord, a hose with a garden hose for your spray port, which I'll show you where that is when we get there. You got your crank for your stabilizer jacks. 4 stabilizer jacks on this unit, one on each corner. One thing with these, they're made for stabilizing, not leveling. So you would level your unit first, and then you put down your stabilizer jacks. Just put pressure on the ground so that your trailer don't rock. If you do try to lift too much, they will bend. Underneath your slide, there's 2 arms and this cylinder looking unit. Just kind of make sure everything stays clean under here and everything should work good for you. At the back here, you have your sewer dumps. You have one for just a gray tank and one with a gray and a black. When you're doing your gray and your black, I recommend doing your black first and then chasing it with your gray. Another stabilizer jack down there. Satellite and cable inputs here, coax cable inputs. Spray port for your little blue hose there. Just a quick coupler, just put it in there. Black tank flush. If you're going to be using your tank flush, make sure you have your black tank valve open, or it'll just fill your tank up and you'll end up with a mess. City water connection. If you're at the campground that has water supplied right at your campground, you can just run a garden hose directly into there and you're good. And your short cord plug-in. Sewer hose is in the bumper. At the back, the unit up there is for a backup camera. This unit is pre-wired for a backup camera, so it's very easy to install if that's something you choose down the road. Spare tire at the back. No ladder on this unit, but I do recommend inspecting your roof once in a while, especially after, if you get a big storm. Just kind of take a look, make sure you don't have any cracked vents or cracked anything. Inspect your sealant. Power awning. Outside light. Your entrance. On your wheels, these center caps do pop off. There's great grease nipples in behind. Not a bad idea to give it a few shots of grease once in a while. But if you are putting on a lot of miles, I do recommend getting them repacked. Here you have a cable TV or satellite TV output with a 110 outlet underneath And this is a plug-in for a solar panel. If you ever decide to add a solar panel, that's where it plugs into. Vent for behind your fridge. All the controls are on the inside, so there's no reason to go in there. You notice the little white hose hanging out. That has to stay on the outside. That's just condensation hose, so you don't want that leaking inside your camper. Your freshwater fill here, and then your freshwater drain is right there. A couple low points underneath here. Don't have to worry about those too much until after you do your winterization. You can open those up. It'll last a little bit of water, and little antifreeze will come out of there. Furnace intake and exhaust. Just don't store anything in front of there. It gets hot. Hot water heater. So this hot water heater is electric and propane. The electric button is here. So if you want to use this on electric, you just make sure it's filled up first, and then you just turn it to on, and it'll start your element. There's a gas. The gas part of it is there's a button inside that you just hit. So this electric part would stay off. You just go inside and hit the gas button, and it'll start up. And of course your anode rod and your drain there. That's very important for winterization. Make sure your hot water heater's empty. And back up to your front cubby. Light in here. Turns on the interior light here. LED light. And this one does have cap lights, and the cap light switch is on the inside. So that is it for outside. We'll head on in.